Alright everybody, what is going on? We're taking a look here at the EZA GOTEN and EZA TRUNKS. We're just going to do one video for these guys. They have like the exact same kit. I'm actually going to show you guys this real quick. It's actually pretty interesting. So here's GOTEN, TRUNKS. GOTEN, TRUNKS. Like, notice how nothing changes. The only thing that changes is like the spacing over here for Krillin gets put on the second line. So these guys have the exact same kit. They're doing the exact same thing. I mean, they're meant to be used together. Basically, here's what they're doing. They get 50% damage reduction. Then they get an additional 30% damage reduction when performing a super attack if there's another GOTEN or TRUNKS on the rotation. So, since they're in kind of opposite rotations right now, we're gonna show this turn, and then we'll kind of cut until TRUNKS is on rotation with GOTEN right here, and then we'll just kind of run it and see how it goes. This team is built around juicing them. Now, unfortunately, or well, I guess first, fortunately, GOTEN's 60% support unit is this Gohan who is on the team, but Tien would be this guy's, and Tien is not on this team, but there's still plenty of support to go around here on this youth team. You know, we have B-Pan who'll be able to give her 2-turn support buff here. We have Bulma who gives her 2-turn passive support buff. We'll have this Kid Goku and the friend Kid Goku who are giving like the passive support buffs, so you know, we have plenty of support to go around on this team. This should be a pretty juiced setup for these guys. So let's go ahead. We'll grab some orbs here for GOTEN. He is at 197k defense here at the start of turn. Not the best ever. We do have 3 out of 7 links activated here. We will have 7 out of 7 activated with TRUNKS. Let's go ahead and grab those. That'll give us our damage reduction support. That will give us a bit of extra damage reduction here because remember he does give 8% damage reduction with 7 or more key spheres. So GOTEN is now at 58% damage reduction at the start of turn. It's not really going to be good enough to go in slot 1 against most fights, you know, only 200k defense, but after he super attacks, you know, he should be good. If we get like another really good slot 1 like GOTEN and TRUNKS, like maybe if they EZA'd that GOTEN and TRUNKS and made them really good in slot 1, that could work out. But just as like a slot 2 unit, GOTEN and TRUNKS are not really going to quite be good enough. So we start out at a 4.6 million right here. Nothing too crazy. I don't remember how I built these guys. They got their awakenings back during 2020, I believe. It's been a while since they... See, it was whenever the physical GOTEN and TRUNKS dropped, right? Like, there for a little bit, like, these guys were actually crazy during the God event era. But they fell off pretty quickly. Like, they just, you know, they're kind of awkward. It's like, you see their damage reduction, you're like, oh, these are going to be pretty solid units, but then you realize pretty quickly here that, you know, they don't have enough to go into slot 1. And so it's just kind of awkward, right? Like, they both want to be, like, neither of them want to be in slot 1, but they want to be next to each other. But if you put them next to each other in slots 2 and 3, then you're going to float one of them, and they're not going to be next to each other for most of the fight. So it's kind of awkward in that sense. Now, I actually am going to show this rotation here. We're going to put TRUNKS in slot 3. These guys do get different buffs depending on which slot that they're in. And in slot 3, they get an additional 120% attack, a high chance to crit when performing a super attack, and key +3. So let's go ahead. We'll start attacking Zamasu here, and... let's just grab these. Pan should be fine. We can grab the extra damage reduction support with Goku. And then with TRUNKS here, we can just grab 1 orb. So we're at 217 on this rotation. Remember that we do have Bulma's 2-turn support buff up. Pan is going to super attack. That'll give us some defense. So, you know, I could talk about their defense a little bit, but, I mean, after they super attack, really they are going to be fine from most things, just because they have 80% damage reduction. They do have good super attack effects. They get 50% attack and defense for 1 turn. What else do they get? I don't think they get any defense on super attack. They just get attack. So, that's kind of not good, but 80% damage reduction in, like, I don't know, 300k defense, you could make it work in some events. I don't really know where you're going to be using these guys, but, you know, maybe you can make it work somewhere in some challenge runs. I don't know. 80% damage reduction alone, though, just isn't what it used to be. Unfortunately, I know that sounds crazy, but it's, you know, it's just not what it used to be. I mean, that's nothing to it, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like, it is what it is. Let's see what TRUNKS does. So 9.7 here in slot 3. That's that 120% that we're getting right there, plus all the extra support that we got. That's pretty crazy. But again, damage isn't everything, so I don't know. right, this is going to be a really crazy rotation here for Goten. Let's go ahead. I guess we can throw him in slot 1 again. We will keep... let's keep Kid Goku on rotation right here. Is that what we want to do? I guess we get more links if I put him in the middle right here. Is that what I want to do? Who do we have Trunks coming onto this rotation. I mean, Kid Goku should be fine in slot 1. I could go ahead and pop his active skill here. Let me make sure the skips are on, yeah. I can pop this. That'll give us more defense at the start of turn in case Rose supers us. But I'll keep him on rotation since he does give more support to both Goten and Trunks. This guy would be better just for Goten, but for both of them it'll be Kid Goku because he does get the 50% support to youth. So let's grab these. Goten in slot 2 gives Kamehameha category allies 2 key and 70%, or he gives 2 key, and then he himself gets attack plus 70% and chance of performing a critical hit plus 30% as the second attacker in the turn. So, you know, not bad. I mean, that's a nice little support buff, right? It's interesting how they built these guys. Like, I don't... Maybe once we get, like, the EZA for the physical Goten and Trunks, like, these guys will make a little bit more sense. Because that was kind of like a semi-viable rotation, right? You could put the physical Goten and Trunks in slot 1 kind of sometimes. Then you could put like these guys in slot 2. And then you could have like that as a rotation for each of them. So like physical Goten and Trunks in slot 1, INT Goten in slot 2. And then the other rotation was physical Goten and Trunks slot 1, TEQ Trunks slot 2, right? Like that, you could kind of make it work like that. It was a little bit risky sometimes, but you could overall get the job done. 5.5 from Goten right here. Not the craziest considering the amount of support that we have going right here. And we have Pan's 2-turn support buff up. We have Kid Goku's 50% support. We have this Gohan's 60% support. So we are swimming in support right here, and that's not the craziest attack stat ever. I mean, they're gonna hit a lot harder in slot 3, and then they'll also just hit a lot harder once we get a Trunks on rotation. So this next rotation is gonna be pretty crazy. Because we'll have Bulma's support buff up, we'll have Pan's support buff up, we'll have Goten and Trunks next to each other, and we'll have Kid Goku's support buff up. So it's going to be pretty crazy on this next rotation. But I'm going to go ahead and cut right here, and we will be back for that rotation. All right, so here we go. We got the rotation that we want right here. So again, we do have Bulma's support buff up. We have Pan's support buff up. We have Kid Goku support buff up, and they're next to each other, and they share 7 out of 7 links. So here they are. They're at about the same level of defense, which is 300k. The only defensive buff that they get is on super attack. They get a 50% support buff, and then they also get that 80% damage reduction. And you guys can see right here, right? It's just greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. If we go look through their passive, 180%, damage reduction, attack, attack. So that's it. Like, you see that 299, you multiply that by 1.5, and that's their defense after they super attack, plus the 30% extra damage reduction that they get. So not the craziest. And they both have the exact same kit. Again, it's literally the same. So same links, same super attack effects, same passive. It's just, you know, different names, different categories slightly. And then their stats are very, very slightly different as well. I don't think I have any equips on these guys. You know, I guess I built them just how I built them back in the day, so I don't know. Definitely not the craziest here. Oh, do they even have different stats? 11,876, 11,970. So yeah, they do have different stats here. The cord's cutting out. We'll be back in a second. All right, but let's go ahead. We'll get this rotation. I mean, not much to really talk about here. I mean, it's just kind of, it is what it is. We'll put Trunks in slot 1 right here since he does have type advantage over that Rose. We'll get these orbs with Goten, and then we'll grab the extra support from Kid Goku. Remember that will add into their damage reduction that they have, so they'll be able to get to a total of 88% damage reduction after they super attack with Kid Goku. So at that point, I mean, definitely they can tank really well. Trunks is at a 13 million. That's pretty crazy. The double super is really good. They do raise allies' attack by 40% for 1 turn on their super attack effect. So Goten's probably going to hit, yeah, 17 million, even harder right here. That's, I mean, obviously very good. He didn't get the additional, but yeah, he did get the dodge, though. We'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, I mean, that's just what these guys do. I mean, they can definitely do numbers, I guess. After they super attack, they're pretty tanky. They got that 80% damage reduction, but I mean, there's not much to them. Not much really here to go over, not much to talk about. I mean, they kind of are what they are. I'm sure some people can get some value out of them. Battlefield, maybe. You know, like Trunks specifically, you have that TEQ GOTEN that you can run. If I just go to Youth, I should be able to find him pretty easily. Yeah, this TEQ GOTEN right here. I mean, he's not the best unit anymore, but he's probably coming up on an EZA sometime soon. So maybe for Battlefield, you could run these two as a rotation. You get Trunks with the 80% damage reduction. He could be solid in there. For GOTEN, I don't think that there's an INT Trunks, as far as I know. So not sure what you would do about him. But, yeah, I don't know. These guys already EZA'd, unfortunately. These guys were crazy on their release. That was a crazy time. You guys remember that? It's like they gave us the, where is he? Where are they? I can't find them, guys. I'm sorry. You guys know who I'm looking for. They're definitely on Youth. The physical GOTEN and Trunks. Where are they? There they are. So, yeah, there's the physical GOTEN and Trunks, right? They gave us these guys. They awakened these two. And they EZA'd these two. And there for a while, that GOTEN and Trunks team was actually pretty solid, you know? And then they gave us, like, this guy. Where is he? This guy, like, pretty soon after during the Videl celebration. Like, that was... And we had the Krillin. The Krillin was solid. That was a pretty interesting time there during Dokkan. So, I guess we can come back for one more rotation. Not much else to really show. We can swap them, I guess, on this next one. We'll put GOTEN in slot 1 and Trunks in slot 2. Just see if we have any sort of different result there. But we should see pretty similar performance, but, you know, swapped, right? Like now, Trunks will be hitting harder because he's in slot 2 and he's getting that attack buff from GOTEN. So, GOTEN was also helped because Trunks did double super attack, right? That raises all allies' attack by 40% for one turn was kicking in twice right there. So, yeah, I mean, Trunks did his job. He really juiced up GOTEN right there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. These guys are a nice little set of units. Of course, their best linking partners are going to be other GOTEN and Trunks. I mean, not much to really think about there. I mean, that's just where they are. To me, their best spot is going to be on this Youth category. That's where they're going to be at their best. Maybe you could get some use out of them on a Super Saiyan setup. Maybe you could get some use out of them on my Kamehameha team. But we haven't really gotten a new Kamehameha leader in a while, so... I don't know. Not much to really say about that. What do we want to do here? We could do one last rotation like this. We could put Kid Goku in slot 1, and then we could do this, and then this would make Trunks look super juiced. So yeah, let's do this. We'll go ahead, we'll give these key spheres to Goku. Let's grab this with GOTEN, and then Trunks in this last slot is going to look pretty crazy, I guess. So we'll do that, and we'll see what we get right here. So this will be the last turn. Let me know what you guys think about GOTEN and Trunks. Let me know if you guys got their sub EZAs done. Again, I mean, it's nice to just get these done. You know, these do help fill out your box for anybody struggling maybe with Super TEQ or Super INT. These are, you know, some nice characters that you could bring into Battlefield. Even without the extra damage reduction activated, you know, they're still going to have 50%, which could be solid. They're supporting Kamehameha a little bit. So, 23 million from Trunks. Woo! That's pretty crazy. And I think we will we'll end off there. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Be sure to get these done. They do awaken from the INT GOTENks EZA, so you just got to go grind that up again. You can go ahead. You can see the medals right here. So you're going to need a total of 12 bronze, 20 silver, 12 gold, and 12 rainbow for each. So that's a total of 24 bronze, 40 silver, 24 gold, and 24 rainbow medals that you will need to awaken both of them. You get these from farming stage 10 of the EZA. You get these from farming stage 20, 25, and 30. So go farm that EZA. Go get these done. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time.